The inevitable thing has finally happened this season. The episodes have overtaken the previews. Kind of. I'm recording this on the week after the episodes air, so I'm just about on time in order to keep up with my 1 week behind maximum schedule. But are today's 5 shows any good? I'm doing 5 in order to get them done quickly. I'll let you know in this episode, and let me know in the comments what you think of them as well. Because, as ever, this is a 2021 winter anime preview, from a different perspective. Sk8 The Infinity is the latest pretty boy sports anime to start airing in Japan. But saw a lot of them this season, not just sports anime, a lot of pretty boy anime in general. Clearly the producer of anime deciding that the Fujoshi crowd is an untapped market. Not so much in recent years, but in the history of anime in general. Now, as the title may suggest, Sk8 The Infinity is about skating. Not ice skating, but skateboarding. It's pretty boys skateboarding. And they skateboard during secret midnight races. It's very much dark underground, gritty, very much neon lights and secret crowds going to hidden gatherings with code words, code names, all that sort of jazz. You make a hell of a Tony Hawk's game, that's for certain. Now, our main character Reki is a super peppy, super standard skater boy. If we looked for a skater boy in a dictionary, you wouldn't find anything, since that's not how dictionaries work. But you'd find a picture of Reki in a stupid book which pretends to be a dictionary. However, the other main character, Langa, is definitely not a skater boy. Well, he's more of a boarder guy, since he's not a skateboarder. He's actually a former snowboarder, as something which comes clear throughout the episode. And he's completely clueless when it comes to skateboarding, but is able to use his knowledge of snowboarding to great effect in a race which takes place in the episode. Now, the whole idea behind Sk8 The Infinity is these secret races and the weird and wacky, wonderful underground midnight races which happen in this world. And I'll be honest, I went into the anime expecting not much at all, and I came out of it with a really interesting looking anime. Now, it's not for me. I'm not going to watch this myself. But it's definitely an anime which will appeal to a certain subject of fandom. It's no surprise the director of this also directed Free, and the sequels are free as well, because you've got the hallmarks of Free all over it. Pretty interesting pretty boys, but with character and depth. It's a surprisingly likeable show, surprisingly watchable. If you do want to watch Sk8, it's airing over at Funimation. Kemono Jihen is an anime with a certain style about it. You can kind of tell how it's going to be just from looking at the animation of it. And straight from the start, we are introduced to one of our main characters, Duratabu, who is a stinky loner. He's a kid out of the sticks of Japan, and nobody in the area likes him. He stinks, he's bullied, he's ignored by his peers. He's an orphan, being looked after by an inn who takes care of visitors of the town. Although he doesn't really do much taking care of because they don't want him anywhere near the guests because he stinks. Now, one day, a detective from Tokyo turns up, much to the delight of everybody in town because Tokyo, Mrs. Sticks, I like Tokyo. He's there to investigate the appearance of mangled corpses of dead animals. Something's going around in the middle of the night, mangling corpses and eating them and leaving their rotting flesh all over the place. Of course, Duratabu was one who's cleaning up all that mess because they give all bad jobs to him. And so this guy turns up, and for some reason, he actually requests Duratabu to be the kid looking after him, rather than the fresh-faced kid who is the son of the owner of the inn. Turns out, this investigator is not all he seems, because he is an investigator of supernatural. And it turns out the killer of these animals is also the supernatural as well. However, it turns out there's a lot more going on because Duratabu himself is also not human. And he's kind of blamed himself for it, since these animals are going missing, Duratabu's not human, he loses control, it's obviously him. It isn't. It's a weird mutant elk thing which kills them all. Unfortunately, Braddy Kid does find out that Duratabu is not human, as there's a weird little stone which Duratabu has over his neck which protects him from transforming. You see, in Agami, the guy sent to solve the cases is also not human himself. He's a beast man. Can't remember the exact terms of what exactly they are, but he's also a beast man. And he knows that Dootabo doesn't do it because it's not the type of thing he would do. Because Dootabo's been discovered, Dootabo has no more life left to live. He's going to get blamed for the incident even if it's not his fault. And so, Inagami first of all stops the beast. Well, technically Dootabo kills the beast, but let's skip over that. And then he saves Dootabo by killing him. Literally shoots him right in the forehead. Doesn't actually kill him though, because he does come back to life. Takes him back to Tokyo, and will start looking after him. So this is a show which is interesting to me. It's not a show I'm going to enjoy myself. It's not a show I'm going to go out my way to watch. But it's got promise. It's going to be supernatural investigating with kids with supernatural powers. And it's got a lot of promise. If you are interested in this type of anime, check it out over at Funimation. Now, Idoly Pride is an idol anime. You can probably tell that just from the name of it. And there's a whole lot of idol anime in the last few years. Our main character, Kohei, is just a kid in school who turns out to be the producer or manager, I don't know, of a famous idol. And that's all it becomes about through this entire flashback in this first episode. This first episode pretty much takes a case of a flashback, as he becomes friends with a classmate, Mana, who wants to be an idol. She joins an agency but takes him with her so that he can act as her manager, and she will only join the agency if he does so. So of course they take him on as a part-timer since they want her. And so we start the life of Mana and Kohei as they go through the life of a debut idol rapidly, because this is literally just a 20-minute flashback. She becomes popular, everybody loves her, she enters competitions, she wins, she enters the big premiere concert competition thing, and she wins through a first round, wins through a quarterfinals, wins through a semi-finals, and she's expected to blatantly just walk the floor with everybody, since she's so popular, so brilliant, such a perfect idol. So perfect she dies. This only got a lot darker, didn't it? But that's the way this one goes. She dies, Kohei goes into himself a little bit, and it's really getting quite a dark and gloomy type of an idol anime series. Until it isn't. Because Mana, even though she's dead, she's still alive in our hearts. And a ghost is still haunting Kohei. You see, Kohei is now full-time at the idol agency. It's about to embark on a brand new adventure into launching brand new idols, one of which appears to be Mana's little sister, but more about that in the next episode, I'm sure. But the whole idea of Mana being a ghost haunting Kohei just amused me more than it should do. There's a whole lot of optimism in this anime. It's a dark anime. The main character dies in the first episode, of course. But I just can't help but want Kohei to succeed, want the idol to succeed, and there's a whole lot of optimism here. It's a very watchable, very likeable anime series. And of course you can find it airing over at Funimation. The next show is Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, which is an isekai. Of course it's an isekai, it's got the name of Reincarnation in the title. Now our main character is a middle-aged NEET. He was killed in an accident and he dies. And he goes through the whole resurrection process of being reincarnated in another world, not as a slime, but as a baby called Rudius. And the show very much sets off its whole mindset, because the first thought he has in this other world is how a big woman above him has huge fantastic tits. That woman being his mother, his parents being former adventurers, his father's a famous swordsman, his mother's a famous healer. They settle down after adventuring and have a kid who turns out to be Rudius, a child prodigy. Of course he is. Now, Rudius is an adventurous kid. Well, he's actually a mid-30s, middle-aged man in a child's body exploring this brand new world. And of course he ends up being a child prodigy because he finds a magic book, learns to read it, and learns to read magic and start doing magic at an early age. And so his magic powers grow, and they grow, and they grow, and he suddenly finds himself to be a super powerful kid genius magician launching magic balls out of a window. Now when the parents find out about this, notably by the destruction of their wall, they hire a teacher for him to teach him magic, because who wouldn't want their kid to be a super powerful magician? Well, father first of all, father wants him to be a swordsman, but I suppose he could learn that as well and become a super child prodigy in both skills. Although this time we only really see him meeting his teacher, real cute girl Roxy. Although it's quite clear to me that not only will Rudy have his super powerful powers, he'll also have the dirty old man mind of his former self and will be innately popular with every single female person he comes into contact with who'll just basically want to love him. The girls are cute, and if it was just a kid growing up and being powerful, that'd be one thing. This anime does not need to be an isekai, and that to me is the main problem with genre right now. Isekai series is a lazy form of writing. Why does an anime need to be an isekai? If there's a reason for it, like in Shield Hero, there's actually a reason for that one to be an isekai. The whole premise of it is surrounding isekai. But things like reincarnated as a slime, why does it have to be reincarnation? Why can't it just be about an intelligent slime? Log Horizon, that needs to be an isekai. Kind of. Because the whole premise is trying to get back home. But this guy doesn't need to get back home because it's been reincarnated. So unless there's a reason for the title to be an isekai, it doesn't need to be. It's just lazy writing in order to introduce a brand new world without having to write any rules about it and just make up rules as you go. But in Jobless Reincarnation, the girls are cute, the main character is very irritating, and the whole premise is kind of irritating. But it's got some positivity. If you are interested in watching this, you can find it at Funimation. Finally today, and a fifth review I'm doing a review episode, is Non Biyori Nonstop. It's Non Biyori, Non Biyori, Non Biyori, Non Biyori. No, I can't just carry on reading that out because if I don't stop, I won't be able to review it. Now I don't know why I'm actually reviewing this one because you know I'm going to rate it green straight away. In fact, I'm going to put the thing right up there right now. I'm going to put green up there right now, if I remember. Because Ren, Hotaru, Natsume, Kamari, and of course their brother Suguru are all back being fantastic. Not much really happens in this first episode. Well, I say that, we're introduced to a new girl, Akane, who just goes to school with Konami, and she's involved with a story with Renge, but it's basically Non Biyori. If you've watched the first few series of Non Biyori, you know what this is going to be about. It's going to be cute girls in the sticks of Japan, not finding dead corpses of animals, let's hope not anyway, but instead just being cute and innocent for the most part, except Natsume, who very rarely actually is innocent. If you enjoyed the first series of Non Biyori, watch this. If you didn't, you probably won't need to. But it's also airing over at Crunchyroll. Well, these 5 shows were very much of a surprise. Of the first 4, I predicted how they would be, and I got none of them right. The last one, of course, being obvious. But what did you think of the shows? Let me know in the comments, and join me next time when I look at the last 5 shows of the season. Until then, thanks for watching, bye bye.